Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Shai Bashem, Kakodash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, Another Reason to Stay Away from These Hyenas and Get You a Snow Bunny. Go out there and get you a snow bunny as a concubine. You ain't going to marry him anyway, whether it's a Jake. New information. Scriptures say, let me go to that. I do it the hard way. I could have did it a lot easier. Generation of vipers, poisonous snakes. They call the Lord called these wicked Israelites. But I should have did it any other way. Yeah, I found it. A wicked, this is Matthew 16:4, a wicked and adulterous generation. Was he talking to all nations? He was talking to the Israelites in the land of Israel or Palestine. He was calling them wicked. When you go to Matthew's 23, he cursed them out. He said, a wicked and adulterous. We're going to look up the word adulterous, just in case you don't know. Generation. We're going to look that word up. Seeketh after a sign. And there shall no sign. That's why if, let's say, the Bishop Nate starts, it could be fake or whatever. He raised somebody from the dead. Them numbers will go up. Somebody, will be blind. Like he can actually do that. He can actually get a bunch of people that are in wheelchairs that claim they can't see and can't. He'll get more people. If he brought that shit to Kenya, and he has a bunch of actors, Israelites come with him. And he said, I'm got the healing power of God. And he starts healing people. Them stupid ass Kenyans would then follow him. They wouldn't throw rocks at him. They'll throw roses at him and money. I'm just using him as an example. It says, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after sign. And the day of thy power, thy people shall be willing. When we get that power, they see the miracles. Then they're gonna be with it. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. You got to show me, Lord ain't with you. My grandmother was blind, and my Pastor Reynolds healed. Okay, yeah, all right. You lying too. Ain't these healing pastors that do not have the power of healing people? Because they would have been all over the news. They can do it with cancer. All the pastor pork chop could go to a cancer hospital and just touch everybody, and all of a sudden they heal. Then that'll make people believe in good. You're dealing with a low IQ having people in this country, a bunch of dummies. And there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonah. And he left them and departed. He said what he had to say and got down the street. So this is talking about Israel. These Christians, well, that's talking about everybody. Does this generation is talking about everybody? I'm gonna give you this information. I'm gonna give you the documentation, the facts, the statistics of how Jake, especially our women are the biggest hoes on the planet Earth. We're gonna get into them numbers. Stay away from these hyenas and these rice and bean eating hyenas. Stay away from them because they just as much as hoes as the Kingdom of Judah hoes. I've been telling y'all, get you a snow bunny. Don't marry her. You can have kids with it, just don't marry her. Yes, I said it. Tahar saying you got to get you a wife. Yes, I did say that. Make sure she get a checkup, and you ain't gonna get no diseases. The biggest hoes on the planet, in this country at least, are the Israelite women. Both kingdoms, northern and southern. And I'm gonna show you that with facts. Why do we say you got to get them young? Why when you go back to the ancient world, for you boneheads out there, when Israelite men got women, they got them when they were like 12 years old, and they were trained to be for this man. Under 12 years old. Some cases 11, 12, 13 years old, and they were untouched. By the way, the priests, like Eleazar, he says, I'm the chief high priest. Well, is all his women, were they virgins? Because if they wasn't, you don't qualify for being a priest. Neither do I. I can't call myself a priest because I never had a virgin. You know. The only way you're gonna get a virgin is if you preserve her in the house under her father's house, and when she hits about 12 years old, then you let her. Hey, the Apocrypha tells you that. Give not liberty to them to gad abroad. So the scriptures is right. It says, Matthew 16 verse 4, a wicked and adulterous generation, talking about the Israelites, seeketh after a sign, and there shall no. The Romans weren't looking for a sign; they were looking for the Lord to do miracles. None shall be given us but the sign of the prophet Jonah, which he was in. It said that he was in the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. He said he was in hell. So was there a fire in the fish's belly? No. He was in the death defying situation. So let's pull out some words, and I'm gonna give you the facts. Another reason to stay away from these hyenas and get you a snow bunny. Let some fine ass snow bunny bump on me and keep looking at me, and we talking and stuff. We're going to the next level, and I'm gonna let her know. I'm gonna let her know, but she could be a Jake. The worst woman you can get is an Israelite woman at this particular point in time. That's why they're going to have to die. Most I got to get rid of them. He ain't beaming up no disease having women up in them ships. No, sir. So let's go. Try not to make this long. Everything is in the scriptures. Okay, wicked. Let's look up the word wicked.
Strong's G 4190. Paneras. Paneras.
Okay. Diseased or blind. Evil, wicked, bad. Wicked, evil things, wicked one. Let's come on back. A wicked or bad, an adulteress. Let's hear this in the Greek.
Strong's G 3428. Mochalis. Mochalis.
Mochalis. Mochalis. An adulteress, you know, adulterer in the feminine sense. I'm gonna see if there's a root there. I'm gonna go to the root in a minute. And I'm waiting for, I hope Bishop Nate got the video that I did about the eclipse. He said that when our Lord was on the cross, the 3 hours of darkness, he said that was an eclipse. He didn't mention whether it was a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse. Please answer the question. Do a video on that. I know you watch my videos, so I'll be waiting, you know? I'll be waiting till you decide to do a video. You said you said it out of your own. I got it. I got the receipts. So you said it. You can't press the rewind button. Was that a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse? See how much you know about eclipses. And if it's a lunar eclipse, which it is, you in trouble. That proves that the new moon is not the full moon. And your people are not going to watch it. If you all of a sudden you know that I was wrong, new moon is not the full moon. All of a sudden you guys, Kanai Gabar and Yawasop and the rest of y'all, all of a sudden y'all going to magically see it. Oh, yeah, I can see it too. I can see it too. I see the light. It says, I'm having a little fun here. You know, you got to have a little fun with this thing. An adulteress, meaning a female adulterer. You brothers want to stop. And then all you guys talking about, you got to keep, like Nate, you got to keep the law. There's all kind of adultery going on. And we know that for a fact. You done said it. You go into stories about adultery that run rampant. I don't know to what degree in your school. Well, the law said you got to put them to death. Are you putting them people to death? No, you can't put them to death because you're under this man's system. Just like Yahushua said in Matthew 19, you can't put the woman to death. You got to let her. You got to drop her if she commits fornication, because they got to answer to the Roman authorities. When they wanted Yahushua to be put on the cross, they had to get the answer from the governor, Pontius Pilate. And I don't know to this day whether he's an Edomite or Jake, because his wife said she had dreams. He could be a Jake. He had Jake. Doesn't say that. I'll lean toward the fact that he's an Edomite, but some of them people were Jake. Okay. So you want to do away with the law of adultery, which is a major law. Any woman that commit adultery, she get put to death. They'll fear in their heart. They won't do that shit no more. See, Jake women can do that because they don't got there's no consequences to that. She doesn't go to jail. She's not fined for it. She can lie. She can tell you, I call you bullheaded niggas to stay away from these fucking hyenas. But what do we got to deal with? You got snow bunnies to deal with. Get them snow bunnies as concubines. I keep telling you niggas, man. I keep telling you. Anyway, as the intimate alliance of the Most High with the people of Israel was likened to a marriage, right? Because we are adulterers. We had committed adultery behind the Lord's back, right? Those who relapse into idolatry, other religions, and every last one of you, I don't care if you're Moors, Black, Kemetic, Roman Catholic, Baptist, Methodist, Jehovah's Witness, Nation of Islam, all of y'all are gonna die. All of y'all. All of you people gonna take that chip and you're all gonna die here in Babylon the Great. Are said to commit adultery or play the harlot. Right? That's a spiritual adultery. Figuratively equivalent, faithless to the Most High, unclean, apostate. Now you can look that word up. That means you know, like apostate will refer to somebody that was in the truth and left the truth, and you don't believe in God. I don't even believe in God. No more. So they're telling you right here. Okay, so let's go to the root word. See, Nate will get a better understanding if you went to the blue letter. Let's listen to it.
Strong's G 3432. Moichas. Moichas.
Moichas, an adulterer, one who is faithless toward God. Well, this is spiritual adultery, right? Let me do this. Let me do this here. Adultery. Let's spell it right. Okay. Adultery occurs 40 times in 33 verses in the Old and New Testament. First time adultery is mentioned is in the Old Testament, the law, the 10, Exodus 20 verse 14. Let's click on it. So there's physical adultery and there's spiritual adultery. And you Jakes are involved in both. And you people are going to die. You're going to die a horrible death. You're going to suffer the time of Jacob's trouble. Yeah, the Pope just dropped dead. Oh, he did a sermon yesterday, Easter sermon, right? Mosai took him right after Easter. 24 hours after Easter or whatever, 10 hours after Easter. And he said something. He said, he put out the Easter blessing. You know what he said? You can look it up. You can fact check me. He said, did he say bono or bona? He said bona or bono pasak. Bona pasak. And then somebody interpreted and said, Happy Easter. Actually, bona or bono is good. It's actually good. It can also mean free. You know, it could be free, which is a good thing. What do you call it? Damn, it was just in my mind. A lawyer, pro bono, pro meaning for, and bono meaning free, or it also means good. But in law, in classical Latin, pro bono means for free. Bono or bona pasak is good Passover. So the Easter celebration, he said, good Passover. Now you got it on the regular news, like what is that, whatever, 10-10 wins in New York. Now they're going into paganism. They did it yesterday. They said if you go into the history of Easter, Easter goes back to the pagan god Ishtar. So now and then the people still worshiping Easter, associating it with the Messiah. And they'll tell you, the Messiah, they wouldn't celebrate Easter. Easter came about around the 800s and then was official in the 1800s. But you got Christians all over the world that celebrate Easter with the bunny, which is paganism. Okay, if you're a Roman Catholic, here in the States, when the missiles come, you're gonna die. You're gonna take the chip and you're gonna die. Okay, so I click this word. Okay, the word in the Hebrew is na'ap, which is adultery. To commit adultery, usually of a man, always with wife of another. Meaning, a man is not like these boneheaded Jake women, these hyenas. Well, I cheated on you because you cheated on me. First of all, a man cannot cheat on you. He can have more than one woman. This is why the Most High's got to cut you black women off. You can take the tribe of Judah. You can take the kingdom of Judah. You can take all them women and get rid of them, because we're gonna bring back the nation anyway, with you or without you. We can bring back the nation with Edomites. We can get Edomite women. The only woman left is an Edomite woman. Guess what? We can bring back the nation. Okay? Always with wife of another. So adultery is a one-sided thing. You have a wife, you got another woman that you're dealing with, that's not adultery. You got a wife, another man's dealing with your wife, that's adultery. You have the right, the law, to put both of them to death. Idolatry, which is spiritual adultery, to commit adultery of a man, adultery of a woman. Idolatrous worship, because we're married to the Lord. So let's go to the New Testament. I'm sorry, one more. And by the way, you can't give a woman a bill of divorce and marry somebody else. Like, if you go into the law, you give a bill of divorcement if you found out that you wasn't the first, and you find out that the parents lied. That's why was just talking about the what's the term? The token of virginity. The parents got to show that. If it's found out, there's a whole thing with drinking concoction and your belly swollen, your thighs rot out, which most of these black women, their bellies are swollen and their thighs are rotted out. You know, they're cellulite, because they're adulterous. And then you cut her off. And then everybody knows that she a hoe. And hoism is running rampant in America and around the world, but more so in America. Okay. The symbol of Babylon the Great is a hoe. Is a straight up hoe. Let me see. So I don't want to read all of these. There's a lot of good script. You can just do the topic just off adultery with all these precepts. Okay, let's go to the New Testament. You have heard that it said, thou shalt not commit adultery. Now the part where it says, even if you look upon a woman that you committed adultery, it means, when the Lord said that, it meant if you look upon a woman that's married, not upon any woman. These clowns, vocab and his motley crew came down, and then a woman passed by, and we kind of wasn't looking in a lustful way, but we just noticed a woman passed by, and they said, y'all got to watch out. That's adultery. You know what the scripture said, if you look at a woman and I'm trying to explain to these clowns, I'm trying to say, I said, that's only talking about, no, it ain't talking about that. How in the hell can you commit adultery with a woman that does not have a man? Adultery takes place if you lay with a woman, you a man lay with a woman that's married to a man. If she's not married to another man, or engage according to the law, you can look at it. You can do whatever you want. You can grab her up, something something you can grab her up and take her, but you got to pay 50 shekels, and you can't cut her off. Something that Hassad, I'm never even gonna mention Hakar, because Hakar he don't know. He'll run. Hassad, you deal with that, brother. Y'all went into this thing dealing with adultery, right? Cutting a woman off, give her the bill of divorce. You went into that. You went all into the scriptures. Do a class on, because you got Hakar talking about 100 videos in 1 week. Well, I hope one of them is on the subject of Deuteronomy chapter 22, from the 25th verse on down. So here we are in the New Testament. You have heard that it was said, but this is, by the way, this is known as the Beatitudes, the way you got to be. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not commit adultery. So let's hit it.
Strong's G 3431. Moichuo. Moichuo.
Moichuo. In the Greek, to commit adultery, to be an adulterer, to commit adultery with, having unlawful intercourse with another's wife. If a man's married to a woman, he deals with another woman, that's not adultery. One of the wife to suffer adultery by debauched, a Hebrew idiom. The word is used of those at a woman's solicitation are drawn away to adultery, right? That's spiritual adultery, i.e. to eating things sacrificed unto idols. So adultery only occurs when a man lays with a woman that's married to another man. If that man dies, you lay with that woman after the man dies, that's not adultery. Okay, so let's come back over here. The grape thing is a whole nother subject. A wicked and the adulterous generation. Let's look up the word You know what I'm going to do? Instead of looking up the word generation, let's look up generation. Generation.
Strong's G 1074. Genea. Genea.
Genia. Genia. Yeah, father, birth, nativity, that which has been begotten, man of the same stock, a family. That's Israel. Stock, family, rank, kind, of several ranks of natural descendant. Right, he's talking to the Israelites. When he said a wicked and a adulterous generation, he was not talking to the Roman Edomites. He was talking to Israelites. So I had to cover that. But the key word I wanted, a wicked and an adulterous generation. And that generation are the Israelites. So now, I'm sorry. This is a video I haven't even watched it. I'm going to watch it. Not even 10 minutes long. This is Anton Daniels. He's nothing but a lost soul. He swears he's a Christian. You ask him, what qualifies you to be a Christian? He'll tell you all kind of madness. And he'll say he's not an Israelite. You cannot be an Israelite and a Christian. You cannot be a Christian unless you're an Israelite. To qualify to being a Christian, you have to be an Israelite first. You can't change your last name to Rockefeller and go hang out with the Rockefellers. You can't do it. You know? So this right here, then Anton Daniels, more black women are getting HIV. They've been getting HIV. Woman says they have to protect themselves against these men. So she's saying it's really the man's fault. Y'all ain't doing nothing wrong. They got to protect. In other words, deal with the men, but make sure you protect yourself better. So commit adultery. Ain't none of these people spiritual, man. That's why Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua going to take them your favorite uncle, your nephews, your cousins, your mother. If she ain't right, if you ain't right, you're going to get taken out. First thing that's going to happen, if you live this long, you're going to get chipped. It says, dear black women, no one coming to save you. Protect yourself. Meaning, go commit those adulterous acts, but make sure you protect yourself. So anyway, I'm gonna watch this. Now let me just go to the facts. I say, you know what I do? Let me go to Google. I'll put in HIV numbers in U.S. by race. As a matter of fact, let me go here first. I'm sorry, let me stay here. And I'm going to get ready to end this. It says in the U.S., which is America, Babylon, black, African-American women and Hispanic, Latino, I didn't say women, I said blacks, but it's big among women and men, Hispanic, Latino people, which are Israelites, disproportionately, that's a nice long word, affected by HIV. Do you think Esau is putting it in the food, in the soul food restaurants? No, it's happening because of sex, adultery, compared to their population size. In other words, the numbers are off tilter. It says these groups account for a significant proportion of new HIV infections in 2022, 23, 24, 25. Black African Americans made up about 12% of the U.S. population, but account for 37% of new. That's not good at all. That's not good at all. It says made up 12%, men and women, supposedly 12%, which is about, it's a little bit more than 35 million, which let's say 40 million. I'd say closer to 50 million. 50 million are Jake. When I say Jake, black African American, Judah. It said the U.S. population, but account for 37% of, that's not good at all. Good chances are, you deal with a Jake woman or even a Latino woman, more so a Jake woman, chances are you're going to get a disease. You deal with a snow bunny, there's a good chance you're not going to get a disease. Snow bunnies go to the gym. Snow bunnies eat the right foods. Snow bunnies, certain of them, they'll lay with every man out there, but some of them are very chaste, let's say. Which means a lot of them are virgins. Some of them might have women, but they take care of it. They go to the doctor. These snow bunnies, they go to the doctor. They get checkups. They eat the right foods. They exercise. They do the right thing. You go like I did. I hadn't did a walk. Last time I did a walk was a couple of days ago. Most High will, I'm gonna do a walk today. I'm gonna hit the weights, and then I'm gonna do my 45-minute walk, which is about 2 miles, but I'm gonna build up back to 3 miles, 2.5, 3 miles, and I'm walking now, and then I'm gonna start running. Now when I'm doing that, if I'm on the trail, you know who I see up there walking? Edomite women that are in tip-top shape, looking good. These snow bunnies be looking good, all right? and Edomite men, and you kind of wave to him, hey, just smile, hey, how you doing? Every once in a while, you'll see a black woman, and she's all fat and out of shape. And she looked like she ready to have a heart stroke out. She clutching her heart, she breathing hard, snot coming out of her nose. She'll do it. Let me do the walk like the white woman. She all at it. She like her BMI, which is a body mass index, which is a percentage of fat in your body. Her BMI is probably like 50 to 60%. If she's 300 pounds, 150 pounds is fucking fat. You ain't gonna make it, bitch. All right? With a goddamn weave on. You know, black women should ask themselves, why can't I grow my hair like Chinese women and white women and other tribes? Because you're cursed. It's a curse. That another thing to prove that the small hats are not the people, because their hair grows. All right? And so who make up about 18% of the population, accounted for 33%. That's a lot. That's a big number of new infections. So you got an urge to get with a woman. If a snow bunny looking at you, she might be a Jake. Okay, let me open this up. Okay, so new HIV infections by race, ethnicity, and sex, United States 2010. New HIV infections, AIDS. Look at that. Among women is 64%. 64%. Latinas, but the number has gone up. It has gone up right here. Edomite women, well, among men. Okay, that's among women. So a woman that you should stay fucking away from is this woman right here. Is the hyenas. You can get with a snow bunny, or you can get with a Latina, but her numbers about the same as Esau. But they're saying that since this is based upon 2010, and this is 2022. But look at this. And they only represent 12% of the population of the country. So there's a good chance, 8 out of 10, you deal with a Jake woman, you're gonna get a disease. You're gonna get a disease. So stay the fuck away from them. So this is among men, right? Black men, they out there, but it's not as bad as the black woman. Edomite men, they out there too. Latin men, they out there. And women, they tend to go to the doctor. They get a hangnail. What do you call that? What do you call that thing? Ingrown toenail. They sneeze. They run to the doctor. Men don't do that. But the numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't lie. The math is mathing. Look at that. As of 2010. Look at that. Look at that. That's not a good thing. See them to Harlem say you can deal with snow bunnies. You damn skippy. You can deal with snow bunnies. Just don't marry them. Okay, now let's go over here. HIV numbers in U.S. by states. In 2022, Texas, California. Who lives in Texas? Jake. California, Jake, led the nation in the number of new HIV diagnoses with 4,000, almost 5,000, 5,000 plus 5,000 cases respectively. Florida, Jake, followed with almost 5,000 new cases, new diagnoses. Georgia, Jake, going on 3,000 for more blah 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 blah. HIV epidemic, United States, blah 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 blah. Look at this. Top 10 states by number of new HIV diagnosis, adults and adolescents, teenagers. Wicked and adulterous generation. That generation was referring to Israelites. Hey, Nate needs to be over here. He needs to be here, not no damn Kenya. And see, Esau breaks things down by the numbers. It's not a racist thing. It's a fact-finding thing. Anyway, so I'm gonna watch this. But like I said, I've been doing this continuing series. Stay away from these hyenas. All right. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom on to the next. Shalom.